Hey guys, what's up? My name's Grant Borland, and today I want to talk about guitars. Specifically, I want to talk about the Kemper Profiler. I've been using the Kemper Profiler for a better part of a year now for my music, and basically what a Kemper is, it's like an amp profiler, simulator, whatever you want to call it. There's, digital emulations like Guitar Rig, or there's the neural DSP stuff, things of that nature. Basically, you plug your guitar into it, and then the computer processes it and gives you your tones and things of that nature. With the Kemper, it's all done in their hardware, their physical, box, their hardware box, whatever you want to call it. So I want to take a look at that, but I want to, mostly cover some of my favorite profiles, some of my favorite amps, sounds I like to use in my music, whether it be for TV stuff or it be trailer stuff. There's a few go-to profile packs that I go to, and I kind of want to cover those. But, for the sake of this video, I feel like I wanted to show a track I've recently worked on where I used the Kemper. It's, kind of a positive, uplifting track I'm working on for a TV album, and I used the Kemper for the electric guitars. So I kind of wanted to do, a little walkthrough and show you what it sounds like, and you can kind of see how I would use the Kemper in context when writing a piece of music. So I'll go ahead, I'll play the track, and then I'll solo the guitar parts that use the Kemper, and we'll go from there. Maybe after that we'll dig into the Kemper itself, and I'll show you some of my favorite patches or profiles to use from it. Anyways, let's get into it. And there you have it. There's the track, or the work in progress, or whatever you want to call it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to solo the guitars themselves. I'll include the bass guitar too because it sounds cool with the electric guitars. But, also, the acoustic guitar you guys might be hearing in the background, that comes from a contact library called Strummed Acoustic. Well, Native Instruments got a library that's for contact, that's like strummed acoustic guitar kind of patterns or whatever. So I use that there, and then the bass guitar is also there. It's like the Rickenbacker bass. I'll post both of these on the screen so you can see what they're actually called. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like that Rickenbacker contact library from Native Instruments. But all the electric guitar is, stuff I played through the Kemper. So this is that stem real quick. I kind of like how overdriven that electric guitar is, especially at the end when you hit that final note and it like rings out, but it's kind of got that distortion still. I just thought that was kind of a cool thing. Anyways, that's the track, so let's just jump right into the Kemper itself, and I'll show you some of my favorite profiles. I'll go grab my guitar, and let's get right into it. So I know I made a studio tour video not too long ago kind of showing this, but if you haven't seen it, this is kind of what the Kemper looks like. So it's kind of where everything is loaded up. You know, you've got your browser and your performance patches, as well as a built-in tuner, and then profiler, which I haven't messed with, but I believe that's there if you want to like profile your own stuff. Like, let's say you have some amps that you want to like build profiles, so you can just pull them up on this thing without having to lug like big amps around. Or if you're like me and you live in an apartment, you don't want to like, you know, have a big old amplifier blaring and annoying the neighbors. This kind of thing's good for that. Yeah, it's kind of a quick little walkthrough of it. You know, it's built into a few different sections, so your different, it says stomps, but basically, you know, like overdrive, distortions, things like that are all kept in this section. Then you can like choose like an EQ, different cabinets, and a different amp, so you can kind of get into the customization of that. And then you've got like your you know, reverbs and delays and cool effects like that are built into this section, so it's kind of a little three-way system there. And then you can also go ahead and kind of control like the mix of all those and the feedback and like time-based effects. You know, so there's some control you can have over these profiles as well. In short, that's kind of what it is. Pretty cool. There's tons of videos on these things, but I kind of want to focus more on some of, you know, the more useful sounds for my workflow. So let's get into that right now, and yeah. Okay, so here we are. I've just got the Epiphone SG running straight into the Kemper, and that's going into Logic Pro. So the first one I want to start out with is the Lee from Bring Me the Horizon, his pack from STL Tone. Basically, they went ahead and they, you know, recorded profiles from Lee, their guitarist for Bring Me the Horizon, his different amps and setups and things like that, and then they packaged it into, you know, files that work with the Kemper. So, you know, it's really easy. You buy their profile packs, you download them to, like, for me, I do it to like a little USB stick or whatever, and I plug it into the Kemper Profiler, and then there you go. I'm able to pull up those profiles whenever I want. So if I want something, because like a lot of these are going to be, you know, more overdriven, like heavier guitar tones and stuff, just being what Bring Me the Horizon is. So, you know, I'll find a tone if I'm looking for something like that, and I'm able to record it right into the sessions I'm working on. They also give you some cool, like, almost ambient kind of feeling tones as well in this profile pack, which is really useful too. I feel like I use those a lot in my music as well. But I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to play the first profile that comes in the pack, and I'm just going to kind of mess around, play a few things so you can kind of hear the tone of it. I'm by no means like a phenomenal guitar player. I feel like I've been playing guitar for a while, but I feel like I'm like at a level that just is good for what I'm doing. But if I want anything super crazy, I'd probably just like hire someone else to play those parts in for me. What I'm trying to say is I'm not a session guitarist. I'm kind of just you know, I'm a composer first, and this is just a tool I like to use to record ideas down. So here we go. Here's the first profile. that's the Bring Me the Horizon pack. There's probably a little over 40 of these profiles in there. There's 43 profiles actually. Yeah, so there's 43 profiles in here. A lot of cool sounds, a lot of cool overdriven, distorted things. I like the ones that have like the octave below it, so they sound like really thick and kind of heavy. Those are a lot of fun to use. And then they're more ambient, post-rock kind of themed, like the nice, cleaner tones. Those are really useful too. So, you know, 43 different profiles from Bring Me the Horizon, and they sound pretty cool. And I find myself using those a lot, whether it be like soft guitar intros, or if I need like some heavier guitars layered in the back end of a track. Like the track I just showed you guys, I used to Bring Me the Horizon profiles on that for those electric guitars, and I thought that sounded pretty cool, and so it's really useful. When you think Bring Me the Horizon, there's probably a lot of different styles that come to mind. They've certainly changed their sound up and developed their sound for better or for worse over the years, and so I think that there's just a variety of tones that come with all those changes. So it's a really versatile pack, which is kind of why I wanted to highlight this. You know, maybe you can see why I as a composer am drawn to this pack for writing songs. So the next one I want to highlight is by a company called Junkie, and this is their Junkie Worship 100 Performance Pack. Basically, performances are a little bit different than like other profiles. With the Bring Me the Horizon pack, I've got like 43 different profiles to choose from. With this pack, there's 100 performances. A performance is kind of intended for live play. You know, one performance might have like 5 different guitar tones in it. So if you had like a foot pedal for the Kemper, you could quickly switch on like your pedal board. You could quickly switch tones out if you were playing live. So that's kind of the difference, as opposed to like quickly running over to the amp and switching, you know, the tones you want. With the performances, it's meant to be like more on the fly. It's built around that kind of thing. This is for a lot of like worship music and things like that, but I find it really useful for ambient, like post-rock stuff, which I've been writing a good amount of over the past few years. And honestly, that's probably one of my favorite genres of music. Like, I think post-rock music is kind of why I kind of got into like film music and trailer music. Even though it can be pretty different from post-rock, I felt like I was always trying to go for like a big euphoric sound, and that's kind of developed over the years into something else. Now I'm kind of doing a wide variety of music, but I think it all kind of stems from this like passion I had for this specific genre. So I like using these types of sounds in my music if I can. But here's some of the sounds of these profiles. I'm just going to play through some random ones as well. So you can see how that's pretty useful. This whole performance pack, it's like 100 different songs and they're different tones. It's all kind of aimed around this stuff, so it sounds similar. There's really only a few that I constantly go to. But like I said, you know, maybe I'll go ahead and I'll use this for like intros and songs, or if I just kind of want that like guitar droning ambient thing under something, or if I want to swell in with like certain chords and things like that. These profiles are really good for that thing. So yeah, there you go. Those are two of my favorite profile packs for creating like cinematic music and things of that nature. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.